This is your Neepawa Town Council Debrief for the July the 16th, 2024 meeting. This week, Council caught up with a month worth of Council reports and highlighted some upcoming events in the town through the rest of the summer. Of particular note were the Super Saturday events of the coming weekend, with the Raft Festival at Arts Forward, the Garden Party Tour by the Margaret Lawrence Home, and the town's rescheduled Canada Day celebration all taking place on the same day this year. Coming up, we also have the Hand Fundraising Barbecue on August 15th, Music on the Flats on August 22nd, and the Rolling Barrage is coming through town again on August 9th. The town also considers street closure requests for 2 of those events. As well, Councillor Kosenchuk updated Council on the dispersal of the Sayward Estate Fund for the coming year, which goes exclusively towards healthcare needs at the community's facilities.
Councillor Foster.
Speaking to recreation, and I can outline that. This Saturday in Neepawa, we're having an event that was highlighted in Travel Manitoba's top 10 things to do this week as a destination place. Neepawa Super Saturday. Everything starts at 10 a.m. Arts Forward has an art market, live art display with more benches being painted throughout town to add to all the color and vibrance. The Filipino heritage recycled dresses, those are the ones from the Heritage Day, will be on display in the art gallery. The co-op is serving up row burgers, and Neepawa Tourism will be on Burke Street with their midday street party full of live music. The townwide scavenger hunt will be coinciding with all the day's events, with prizes being handed out during the rescheduled Canada Day events, which will begin at 2:30 at the Flats, with horse-drawn wagon rides, kids barrel train rides, bouncy castles, live music, and a fundraiser barbecue for supper. And then there'll be a short break from 6 to 8. Have I got the times right? I'm sorry. And then another band will take the stage in preparation for the fireworks display at dusk. Okay. The Margaret Lawrence Home is also holding their garden tours that same day from 9:30 till 3 p.m. Admission is $20 for the tour, and you can purchase your tickets at the Margaret Lawrence Home for this fun event. So this Saturday looks to be an exciting time in Neepawa.
Okay, anyone else? Councillor.
Yeah, on June 19th, we had a WMRL meeting, and just to let you know, it just highlighted how our new librarian is supposed to start today, Caitlin Henderson. I haven't had a chance to drop in to meet her yet. But also just to highlight that the staff at the Neepawa Library are so skilled. For example, Jules, she designed stickers, shirts, and hats that the WMRL is using throughout the whole region. Again, at our library this summer, we have our summer reading program. We also have Lego Club, Nintendo Switch Club, and comic creations that are going on, as well as our book club meeting monthly. So lots happening at our local library. In another area, Westlake Employment, just some information to share with you. The Training and Employment Services has actually put a hold on the referrals for the healthcare aid program. So it's paused right now. And the reason for that is because they're receiving feedback that a lot of graduates in the healthcare aid program are having difficulty getting related jobs. So we've really saturated that market, I think. So now we're shifting to other markets to train people in and to support them. We also, our Manitoba Youth Job Creation Youth Engagement Leader, we weren't able to find anyone this year because no one applied that met criteria. So if someone was interested, they still can apply to see if we can salvage that a bit. Westlake Employment Skills and Services you go to apply, and Flora DeLees, our director's there, she can help get you in touch with the right people. But basically you have to be 18 years old and have a license. And you have to be going to post-secondary schooling in order to qualify, but we still need someone as far as I last heard. So if anyone's interested, it's something we're still looking to recruit to help get those jobs. That's everything.
Okay, maybe one last one. Councillor.
July 16th, 2:30 p.m. The County Courthouse Committee met as a larger group with some of the surrounding councils. We have talked at an earlier meeting that there were some conversations regarding funding and operations of that facility. And we had a very constructive conversation with a number of other councillors as well, beyond the committee members today, with some representation from the province who oversees that, has ultimate say over that heritage facility. And it's starting a process. It's going to take some time, but it's a good first step today.
Any other council reports?
July 4th, the Save the State Trust Fund Committee met. Unfortunately, myself and Councillor Sisson were not able to attend, but I did get the information from them. The market value as of April 24th in the Neepawa District Health Center is $1,322,242.92. Market value is as of April 2024 Country Meadows $204,141. Disbursement amounts for 2024, Neepawa District Health Center is $62,575. Country Meadows Personal Care Home is $9,629. The distribution of the funds for the Neepawa District Health Center are, now forgive me if I don't say these right, but an AccuVein finder at $6,674. A hover mat and cart for $6,194. Coven ABPI kit with Doppler is $4,241. And Oops No medical bed, 3 of them, $34,467. The distribution for Country Meadows Personal Care Home will go towards a new bladder scanner at a cost of $25,000. And another report from hand. Just a couple of things that is coming up. July, our 50-50 starts. The 18th of July is Scooter Day. Brandon Mobility, RCMP, Tune-Up Station, and Obstacle Course. Fun. The 22nd, there's a casino trip. The Debrief discussion group still meets every Monday from 2 to 4. Elks Manor Walking Club every Wednesday, weather permitting, at 1 p.m. And some highlights for August. August 15th, the Hand Fundraising Barbecue and 50-50 Draw is held from 11:30 to 1:30. It will be just in behind the Hand office. Music in the Flats on August 22nd from 1 to 4. A few other things in September, but when we get more information on that, I'll let you know. And that's about it.
Good, thank you. Anyone else? Councillor Sisson?
So Neepawa Pool is having their Glow Swim Party this Friday, so this will be the second annual. It's from 9:30 to 11:30 p.m. It's $5 per entry. You have to be 10 years or older. Last year I was down there and they were lined up Davidson Street Hill. It was just packed in there. It was just awesome to see. The kids had so much fun. They'll have snacks and drinks on site for purchase for that. I think Colleen touched on this last council meeting, but just because this is the last one before it'll happen, we're having the Rolling Barrage come through again on August 9th around 6 p.m. at the Neepawa Legion. For anybody that doesn't know what the Rolling Barrage is, it's an annual fundraiser in support of veterans, active duty military, and first responders with PTSD. Come down to Brown Avenue in front of the Legion to chat, make some donations, view the bikes, and show your support. They would really appreciate it. Our EDO Maryland crew is taking applications for the second annual Children's Business Fair that will be held on August 15th. So last year, some of the participants, they had fridge magnets, bookmarks, keychains, we had candy floss, slime, vegetables or painted rocks. Maryland is still looking for a few more kids for vendors for that. So you can contact Maryland at 204-476-7607.
Colleen, street closure.
So the next two items, I'll just speak quickly, both of them are for street closure requests. The first one on July 20th, which is the day that Councillor Sisley spoke to, at our sport for the midday street party, and it all ties in with the Canada Day activities, which we're postponed and carried over. And then the second one will be for a street closure for August 19th for the Rolling Barrage. Is that 19th?
It should be 9th.
Sorry, edit. The 9th for the Rolling Barrage, and that will be the piece in front of the Legion. The resolution.
Yep. Okay. Be it resolved, we approve the closure of the portion of Burke Street from Mountain to the east property line of Arts Forward Waits Funeral Home on July 20th, 24 from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. in order for Arts Forward to host a midday street party in conjunction with their raft event. Moved by Councillor Potter, seconded by Deputy Mayor Parrott. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Next one, be it resolved that we approve the closure of that portion of Brown Avenue from Hamilton Street to Davidson Street on August 9th, 2024 from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. to enable the hosting of the rolling barrage. Moved by Councillor Sicily, seconded by Councillor Kostenchuk. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Manager of Operations Denise Kay reported that the pothole patcher has been returned after 6 weeks of work in the community, which used 3 entire semi-loads of aggregate. Now that they have completed and it looks like we'll have a few days without rain, Public Works will go back to street sweeping and then repainting the lines. Summer tree planting will also be taking place with about 500 trees going up this year. If residents want to request a tree for their front boulevard, they can contact the town. They are also focused on the expansion of Isabel Street, with water and sewer now completed and moving on to electrical, and completing the Park Lake pathway, which was not part of the DFA reconstruction. Sakay also reported that the Hummerston well site was once again struck by lightning, so they have been out there doing repairs. Finally, he addressed council and the audience on complaints about bikes and scooters being on the sidewalks. Town bylaws state that only bikes with 16-inch wheels or smaller ridden by children should be on the sidewalk, and everything else should be on the streets to avoid pedestrian traffic.
I just want to update you, Public staff will do the Eastview Phase 2 dig, so that would be the extension of Isabel Street. So the water and the sewer have been completed, the water main is actually charged, and we'll probably do a flush and a sampling of it this week to ensure that everything's fine there. Roadbed materials slated for removal, so that we can start the base course and start building our way up to the road, and then we'll probably bring it older and kind of do final landscaping. As part of that project, we've also did request out to Neepawa Hydro for the electrical, street lighting, and all that servicing for the residential. So we're still waiting quotes on that, and also start date, because I know that we are wanting that one completed as soon as possible. Our pothole patcher has gone back to Winnipeg after a 6-week stint in town. Unfortunately, we had a lot of rain days that kind of prohibited its work, but nonetheless, we still completed a ton of potholes. I believe I brought in 3 semi-loads of aggregate, so that's a few holes. With that being done, we'll probably get back into street sweeping, which then we can have that followed by line painting. So I appreciate the patience from the public, and we'll get on that as soon as we can. Another program we applied through was the 2 billion tree program. So that would be the bunch of the trees that are sitting at the cemetery right now that Matt's taking care of over there. So those trees are slowly being planted around town again, and where there's vacancies on the boulevard where a tree died or just was never filled in years. So those, you'll see staff going around throughout the months and just gradually planting all those trees. I believe there was about 500 that came in that round. So, and if residents are specific, if they really want a tree and adamant, they can contact us here, and we'll do our best to try to sort out what one it is and set it aside and we can do a plant. But it's only for the front boulevard. It cannot go in the backyard. We've been receiving complaints about bikes, scooters, e-bikes, e-scooters on sidewalks. We'd ask residents, I think the limiting size is it has to be 16-inch wheel or smaller for a child to ride their bike on the sidewalk. Anyone bigger than that, you have to ride in the street, especially when you're motorized. So a full mechanical scooter that's electric assist or a bicycle, you're essentially a motor vehicle. Be on the street, and you should be following the motor vehicle as well. So please move off the street and watch out for pedestrians that are actually walking on those sidewalks. We started work on the Park Lake pathway, starting from the water treatment plant going to the bridge. That portion of the project was never included with the lake restoration, so we've got local contractors working on that right now. So we ask that you kind of just watch out during the day when they're working on it. If you want to walk in the evening, that's fine. Be a little cautious if the pathway is still under construction. We'll try to get all the aggregate links so it's a fully passable pathway. And that should be completed in another week or two. After stuff luck here not, we were unfortunately struck by lightning at the well sites again. So Hummerston site staff are going through making repairs. This is an every other year kind of headache. Seems to be a lightning strikes in that area.
How high is that well?
It's not the well. And I've talked to a lot of other people, and it seems like our frequency of strikes is slightly higher than others that have these towers, so I'm not too sure. We don't know, okay? There's some conspiracy theories so that I can figure it out. I'm all yours, but.
You just made a dummy tower slightly taller.
Yeah. But anyway, and they make a beautiful mess when they get electrical lighting. So we're still finding, fix one problem, then you seem to find another weak link that was broken or fried. So we'll have to decide if we're going to file an insurance claim on that one based on how much damage we find. And because school's out, we've got all of our summer staff now, so all the high school students have finally started. So we're got a full docket of students right now, and we're getting much done, man. I really like to commend all the staff. I think that everything looks really good when they're managing to keep up with the high growth rates of the grass. Cemetery looks great, parks look great, so good job. And another bright side, our MDVR at the wastewater plant has sustained growth in the tank, and we are slowly increasing flow through that tank now. So I think we're up to 50% flow. So it's slowly starting to work. We're taking tests. So the commissioning phase is back and forth with Viola and our other contractors. So like I said, it's optimistic. It's slowly moving forward there. It's nice.
Very good.
And that's everything I run.
Okay, any questions, please?
The town has received 2 applications to the Storefront Improvement Program, a very successful initiative by the town to assist business owners with storefronts facing the main streets in Neepawa to improve or beautify their exteriors. One was from the New Hope Health Center to erect a new sign, and the other was from Arts Forward to replace their street-facing windows. While Arts Forward does receive other funding from council, they are at this time still eligible for the Storefront Improvement Program based on the location of the facility.
Storefront improvements?
So the New Hope Health Center they're redoing their painting and doing some carpet and stuff just to clean up the building. And I'm doing a sign on Mountain Avenue. I've been by there and it looks fabulous already. So they put in to cover half of those costs.
And the carpet is on the outside, and
Yeah.
the step outside. Yeah, so half would be, 50% would be $1,770.
Okay, any further questions? Be it resolved that we approve an application to the Storefront Improvements Program submitted by Lisa Davey of New Hope Health Center for exterior paint, signage, and entrance improvement at 39 Mountain Avenue. Incentive provided 50% of the total cost and equating to $1,770. Moved by Councillor Gerard, seconded by Councillor Sisley. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, so this one is also another storefront improvement program. Councillor Sisley removed herself for conflict. This is for Arts Forward, and it's for replacing windows at a 50% cost, equating to the $3,703.30. Any questions? I'll make the motion. Be it resolved that.
Actually, I have a question.
Oh, sorry.
Typically under the storefront improvement incentive program, we, because this isn't the first time Arts Forward has applied under this program, correct?
No, but it would be an application that would fit back in I think our policy says a 5-year time.
Okay, I just wanted some confirmation on that because, yeah, I mean, there's,
Good point.
yeah, so, you know, I guess it was one that we had discussed, but we still haven't reviewed that policy. This is being a non-profit, and typically they would have the avenue of applying through the town grants program. we haven't amended that policy. I think it's one we still should. But it does meet the criteria because it is a storefront. But again, it's one of those ones that not-for-profit has an avenue that a private business wouldn't have that. So I would still, like I said, just seeing this, I'm going to vote in support of it tonight because it does meet our policy.
Yeah.
I still think it's policy that needs to be revisited.
Yeah, that is a very good point, actually. Okay, any other thoughts or questions? Okay. Be it resolved that we approve an application for the storefront improvement program submitted by Arts Forward to replace windows on the office and front entrance side of their building located at 293 Mountain Avenue. And sent to provide 50% of the total cost and equating to $3,703.30. Moved by Councillor Pottinger, seconded by Councillor Kostenchuk. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Finally, Council addresses some logistics stemming from their recent purchase of 320 acres on the northwest side of town. The first is to rezone 2 pieces of land north of the railway line, one from agricultural restricted to heavy industrial, and an additional small piece from agricultural commercial to commercial highway. While they don't expect development on that particular area in the short term, Council wanted to be ready if the opportunity should present itself. Additionally, they entered into a lease agreement with the previous owners to continue to farm whatever acres are not under development, an area that will decrease year over year.
Colleen, bylaw.
So this is just a process at the moment. As everybody, or maybe everybody doesn't know in the audience, the town recently purchased 320 acres land to the more to the west, but the northwest of Neepawa. In doing so, it outlined the possibility of actually proceeding with the zoning amendment to a parcel of land that's situated more directly in proximity to PPH number 5, but north of the railway. And in our discussions of how we get out of the gate on developing those properties, there are so many processes in place to get this ready and prepared. This was an obvious one, so we're proposing that we request the Community and Regional Planning Office to create the bylaw to reclassify that particular parcel that are roll number 6400, parcel 8, land 56267 in the northeast of 321450 from agricultural restricted to heavy industrial. And then there's a very small piece there as well we want to reclassify from agricultural commercial to commercial highway. So this basically takes it into the next stage where as we move along, should something come along industrial-wise that want to develop or commercialize, the impact was very minimal and we did get out of the gate and say that the zoning's already done.
Okay, any questions? Be it resolved that the Council of the Town of Neepawa request Community and Regional Planning to prepare bylaw number 3231-24 to amend the Town of Neepawa zoning bylaw number 3184-18 to reclassify parcel A, plan 56267 in northeast 321415 from the current AR-R agriculture restricted to residential zone to the proposed MH industrial heavy zone and the current AR-C agricultural restricted commercial zone to the proposed CH commercial highway zone to advance the growth and development of the town of Neepawa. Moved by Councillor Nadeau, seconded by Councillor Gerard. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Lease agreement.
So this is a lease agreement to some of the purchase of those acres actually was a particular landowner of Floyd Marine Rowan, and in our agreement as we move forward, we recognize that we can't possibly cut hay and bale. We can't farm agriculturally, so we struck an agreement with the Lowlands to allow them the use of the particular properties that are more south of this purchase of the acres we purchased, and to do so in a manner that will work very closely and connectively with the town as we develop those acres. So because it's in hay right now, The understanding is that the acres will reduce over time, and they're accepting of that. So if it gets to the point where it's just too hard for them to take hay off of there, the agreement will just be over. But, so it's a willing partnership by both. We understand we're getting maintenance and upkeep of the property, knowing that we can advance to conceptual design and eventually start tearing apart the land and prepping it for some kind of residential structures with all the luck and, good planning. So yes.
Any questions? Be it resolved that we approve entering into the lease agreement with Floyd Area Loan for the agricultural use of town property on North Ave 321415, parcel A, plan 56267 CT until such time that is necessary that the town to proceed in developing these lands in part or whole. Moved by Councillor Gerard, seconded by Councillor Pottinger. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also covered were a public hearing for a tile drainage application, an amendment to a previous subdivision application, the Manitoba Multi-Material Stewardship Annual Report, updated tipping fees for hog hair, and the regular financial report. If you have comments, questions, or topics that NACTV can help clarify or expand on, please contact us at 204-476-2639 or by email at nactvnews@gmail.com. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.